Hey there, my friend. Welcome back. This is Paul Hutchings, and in this short tutorial, I'm going to share with you the fundamentals of contacting your leads and working with the script. In the last video, Mike Hobbs showed you how to add new friends and how to find new people to add to your friends list, and today I'm going to talk to you about contacting them and kind of working them through the process so that we can sort and sift and find out whether or not they're a fit for our business. So I want to share with you, though, real quick, before I get into that, the long-term benefits of chatting with people on Facebook, because it's real easy to make the mistake that the only benefit is when someone says yes to join our business or buy our products, and that's just not the truth. So I just want to share with you something here to hopefully give you a little bit bigger perspective. Number one, Facebook will show your posts to people that you have chatted with. I have noticed that within sometimes minutes or hours after I chat with someone, I will see them liking, commenting, interacting on my posts. And that's partly because when you interact with people via the chat feature, Facebook kind of ties you closer together with that person, and they will actually show them your content. So the simple act of chatting can increase your engagement. Number two, when they like, comment, and engage on your stuff, your content will be shown to their friends, and they are infinitely more likely to like, comment, and engage on your stuff if you have a little bit of a relationship with them. So it's really helpful to chat with people for that reason, even if they don't join your business. Benefit number three, they could share something with you that could change your life or your business. And on the flip side, you could share something with them that could change their life or their business, okay? And the fifth benefit, they could give you a referral. So these are 5 reasons that it makes sense to chat with people. And we haven't even gotten to number 6, they could join your team and help you earn lots of commissions. So I wanted to include this slide because it's real easy to kind of miss the forest for the trees, and sometimes we get so focused on making a sale that we don't realize all of the other benefits that are happening for our marketing and for our long-term business, and so I wanted to point these out. So real quick here, why this isn't sales. I want to share with you some useful ideas to kind of have in your brain as you get into this process. There's been this debate, for many years as to, network marketing is not sales, some people will say, and then other people will say, well, no, network marketing is sales because we're marketing products and services. And here's my take on it. And I think this is really important to understand, okay? What we do is, it is sales in that we are marketing and products and services, but it isn't sales in the sense that we're not like pointing out features and benefits. We're not explaining products and services. All of that stuff should be done in the video. What we really do in this business is, this is a people business. So what we do is we get to know people, and we work through people, and we find people who are open. We find people who have a problem that we maybe have a solution for, and then we ask them if they'd be open to looking at a solution, and then we get them the video, and the video does all the sales. Now, that's important to realize, because when you're chatting, if you ever find yourself like trying to point out the benefits of the product or the compensation plan, or if you find yourself trying to convince, maybe like a used car salesman in this picture, I want you to stop and realize that you're probably off on the wrong tangent, okay? We are not in sales in that traditional sense, and it's going to make more sense to you what I'm talking about as I go through and touch some of these other fundamentals. So let's move on to the next slide. The simple 3-step process that we use in Facebook chatting is, number 1, make a friend. Number 2, find a need. And number 3, suggest or invite to look at a solution, and that solution is going to be your marketing link. So simple 3-step process. Can you do these things? I want to ask you, can you learn how to make a friend? Can you learn how to listen and find a need in that person's life? And then when you find that need, can you learn how to give an effective invitation? Can you learn these 3 things? And if the answer is yes, if you're looking at this and you're saying, look, that's not complicated, I can do that, if you can master these things right here, you can literally make a fortune in this business, I believe. Now, again, that's not a guarantee of income. See average earnings disclaimer at pipelineprosperity.com/income. But I believe the truth is, if you can do these three things, you can make a lot of money in this business. And we haven't even gotten into level 2 marketing yet, right? So we're going to get to that, but we're focusing right now on level 1 marketing. So I want to talk about these real quick, give you some tips and pointers. Now, in this video, I'm not going to give you this exhaustive, step-by-step, every scenario that comes up. What's really important here is that you understand the fundamentals. Because if you can understand the fundamentals, you can handle whatever strange scenarios might come up in this process, okay? So we're talking about fundamentals here. Fundamentals of making a friend. Number 1, ask questions about them, right? I know sometimes we say when we're training, ask questions, and people are always like, well, ask them questions about what? About them, about their life, about their family, about everything about them. You want to become intensely interested in the other person. That's how you start to make friends. And there's a great book. If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend you get it and study it. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's by Dale Carnegie, and he will teach you lots of fundamentals in that book about learning how to make a friend and develop a pleasing personality in better ways. But one of the ways that he talks about is you become super interested in the other person. Now, another principle in this process to remember is what's called the law of reciprocity. When you give something to someone, they are likely to want to reciprocate, okay? So in this process of Facebook chatting and connecting with other people, what we give is our attention. What we give is our interest. What we give is our listening ear, where we're interested in the other person. And the way that pays you back in this particular process is when we get to the point where we're going to give them an invitation to look at a solution, they're going to be infinitely more likely to say, yeah, of course, I'd love to look at that. Why? Because we've given to them. We've asked them questions, and that's the law of reciprocity at play. So in making a friend, number 1, ask questions about them. A great rule of thumb to follow, and this is commonly known throughout the profession, it's form. And this is just something simple that you can remember if you ever become stumped on okay, what question should I ask at what time? If you can follow this process, form, it stands for family, occupation, recreation, and money, okay? So family, hey, are you married? Do you have kids? Are you single? How long have you been married, right? Where are you from, right? These are questions based around family. Occupation, what do you do for a living? How long have you done that? Do you enjoy that? Do you ever see yourself doing anything different? What do you like about it? All about their job, their profession. Recreation. What do you do for fun? Do you like to read? What's your favorite book? What do you do for fun? Recreation. And then money, what do you do for money? Do you invest? Do you have any part-time businesses outside of your job? These are all questions that you can ask, and this is just a great thing to remember form as you're going through this process. And we're going to give you some actual scripts that you can copy and paste, and we'll have that like a cheat sheet down below this video. But again, I just want you to kind of keep in mind these fundamentals and these principles to help you along the way. And then 3, another tip as you're making a friend is you want to occasionally relate to what they're telling you. You want them in their mind as you're interacting with them to be like, oh, Rob is like me. Kimberly is like me. So what that means is when they tell you that they have children, if you have children, that would be a great place to just insert, oh, I've got 4 kids. Aren't kids great? And then you turn the conversation back to them. And you do that every once in a while. If I ever talk to someone that is in a state near where I live, like Idaho, like sometimes I'll talk to people in Utah and I'll be like, oh, I'm in Idaho. I'm your neighbor. How long have you lived there? And I'll just relate just a little bit. You don't take over the conversation. You just insert a little note so that the prospect knows that you, they are like you, and that sort of tends to make them, like you more because, you're like them, and people like people who they're like. You've got something in common, okay? So those are some tips on making a friend. And then all the while you're engaging in this process, you want to be listening for a need, a desire, or a problem. Okay, this is what we're looking for as we're making a friend. Now, something to remember here when talking about the fundamentals is that prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. If you can imagine going in to see a doctor, let's say you've got a stomach ache, and you walk in the office and the doctor says, "Sit down." And he just looks at you and he's like, "Okay, looks like you've got a headache. I'm gonna prescribe you this drug and this drug." And you're like, "Well, hold on, you didn't even find out what was wrong with me," right? That's malpractice. And in our profession, running around trying to shove things on people before we know what their challenges are, that too can be considered malpractice. And this is why we want to make a friend. And while we're making a friend, we want to be diagnosing, which is simply just listening for a need, a desire, or a problem, and that's going to help us when we give an invitation to the potential solution. So the invitation, let's say we've taken the time to connect with someone and we know that they've got some certain challenges. I want to give you a couple of formats that you can use to give good invitations. Now, number one, the best invitation ever, okay? The best invitation ever is when the person has told you that A, they have a problem, like they don't have enough money, or B, they have a desire or a dream that they want to achieve that they don't know how to achieve, and you're able to structure your invitation in a way that fits exactly what your prospect told you they're struggling with or told you that they wanted. So here's how it goes. If I could show you a way to ... would you be open to ... And I want to explain that real quick. So you basically say, "Mike, if I could show you a way to make that extra money you told me you wanted to make, would you be open to watching a video that shows you how to do that?" So if I've taken the time to talk to Mike and I know that he's not making very much money and he's struggling to pay his bills, and man, he'd just love to figure out a way to make an extra $500 a month, like one gal I was chatting with a week or two ago, she's like, just an extra $500 a month would make all the difference, then I can say, "Amanda, if I could show you a way to make an extra $500 a month, would you be open to watching a video that could show you how to do that?" Now that's the best invitation ever because they tell you what they want and then you just basically say, "If I could show you how to get what you want, would you watch the video?" Right? That one's going to be hard to beat. Now sometimes you'll be chatting with people and maybe you took some time to develop a little bit of a relationship, but you didn't notice a need, a want, or a desire. Well, you don't want to let that opportunity get away to at least ask them, if they'd be open. So here's a great way to ask someone if they'd be open, even if you did not notice a need, a want, or a desire. You can say something like this: "Linda, I know this might be kind of a long shot, but I had to ask, would you by chance be open to looking at a way to generate income outside of what you're currently doing?" Okay? Super simple, right? I know this might be kind of a long shot, but I had to ask, would you by chance be open to looking at a way to generate income outside of what you're currently doing? And we've got these two invitation scripts as well as a whole bunch of others posted below this video that you can use as you're engaging and interacting with people on a daily basis. So let's continue on here. Here are some tips on follow-up. Before you send the link, when they say, "Yes, I'll watch the video," you can say, "Awesome. If I send you the video now, when can you watch it?" Because you kind of want to get a little bit of a commitment as to when they're going to watch it. And then you can say, "Great, I'd love to connect back, see what you thought, and answer any questions you might have," just so they know that you'll be following up with them. When you do follow up with them, "Hey, did you watch that video I sent over? Did you have a chance to watch it? What did you like best about what you saw?" And then if they give you a favorable response, then you say, awesome. Do you have any questions, or are you just ready to get started? Now, obviously, not every interaction will go like this, but the ones that like what they see, this is pretty much how it goes. Exactly. For me and many of the people on our team who are sponsoring a lot of people doing this, this is the exact process we follow. Now, again, below this video, there will be a lot of different scenarios you can use. We'll have a cheat sheet along with scripts right below this video. You can also go into our Facebook group and post any questions. You know, if you come up in a conversation and something strange comes up and you don't quite know how to respond, just go in our Facebook group and let us know, and we'll jump in there and do the best that we can to help you answer that. If you're an elite member on our team and we've got a blitz going on, we have an elite Facebook chat where you can get your questions answered in there, right? So you've always got someone standing by to help you with this stuff. So action step, my friend, I want you to go start up 5 new chats right now before the next video. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do this right in front of your eyes. Oh, here's someone that's just getting ready to get started. She says, I'm super excited. So again, how do you start up new chats? You can just go to your wall, and for people that are liking and commenting on your posts, you can open up their profile. If you don't know them, you can say, hey, thanks for commenting on my post. I'd love to know more about you. What is it that you do? To kind of get the conversation going, right? So I already opened some of these. I do not think I've ever chatted with this lady before. So I'm going to open up the chat box here, and I'm going to say, hey, Deborah. Just connecting with some of my Facebook friends that I don't know. I'd love to know more about you. What is it you do? And I'm going to send, okay? So there's one. And how did I find this gal? I went to my Facebook wall, and I went to my home, and then I opened up my friends list right here, and then I just started going down through my friends list, and there's some people that I don't know, right? So I right-clicked and I opened that up. So we'll go to the next one here. Ryan, I actually know this guy, and it looks like I messaged him not too long ago. So I'll just message him again. Hey, Ryan, how's life, my friend? Long time no talk. Okay, so there's 2. And then I've got Anna here. Hey, Anna, how are you? I know we're connected on Facebook, but I don't think we've chatted before. Do you remember how we got originally connected? Okay. And then you're just going to go through and do this for 5 contacts. So I want to challenge you to pause the video, do that right now, and then in the next video, Mike Hobbs is going to come back and he's going to show you how to pull this all together, everything you've learned in this training series, into a daily method of operation, a specific step-by-step action plan that you can follow every single day that takes everything you've learned in this course and puts it into an action plan. Thanks for watching, my friend, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.